the shadowy world of Australia's criminal underworld, Tara Zahed, Sergeant-at-Arms of the Comanchero Beaky Gang, has once again captured public attention. A viral photograph reignited media interest when Zahed appeared alongside R.S. Kyle, brother of Idris Kyle, who faces charges over the 2023 murder of Underworld figure Mohammed Khashiyar, also known as Afghan Ali. The photo, taken outside a Melbourne hotel, shows both men with guarded expressions, hinting at the weight of their world. This moment fueled further speculation about Zahed's movements and his ties within Melbourne's criminal networks. Days earlier, Zahed made headlines when he was photographed with former AFL star Wayne Carey. The image, widely circulated on platforms such as X, appeared to show a casual meeting, with Carey seemingly unaware of Zahed's notoriety. Authorities later clarified there was no evidence Carey knew of Zahed's criminal associations, but the image's impact was undeniable, merging mainstream celebrity with outlaw infamy. As an enforcer for the Comancheros, Zahed's presence in such public settings blurs the line between the criminal underworld and everyday life. Melbourne's Love Machine nightclub in Prahran, known for its neon-lit atmosphere, has become infamous as a hotspot for violence. Behind its vibrant facade lies a dark history of crime. In late July and early August 2025, two violent incidents reinforced its reputation. On July the 27th, CCTV footage published by The Age captured a ferocious brawl outside the club. Fueled by alcohol and rivalry, several men traded heavy punches, clashed with security, and spilled the fight onto Little Chapel Street. 3 bloodied victims were rushed to hospital with serious facial injuries, while terrified patrons scattered in panic. Days later, on August 1st, another assault escalated tensions. A man was struck with precision outside the club, chased inside, and severely beaten, leaving him hospitalized with a fractured jaw and concussion. Allegations quickly surfaced linking the attack to Comanchero Sergeant-at-Arms Tariq Zahed, though no formal charges have been laid. Instead, a 28-year-old Nare Warren man connected to both incidents was arrested and charged with affray and assault. Love Machine's past is steeped in bloodshed. In April 2019, a drive-by shooting killed security guard Aaron Khalid Osmani and patron Richard Arau, incidents tied to gang conflicts. In 2021, a VIP with Bicky ties triggered a violent altercation, though charges were later dropped. Another brawl in August 2024 linked to the Comancheros resulted in multiple arrests. Despite heavy police patrols, the venue remains a volatile crossroads where nightlife collides with Melbourne's criminal underworld. From July 28th to August 5th, 2025, Queensland's State Flying Squad, SFS, launched a major operation in North Brisbane, targeting organized crime with precision. The results were significant. 31 suspects charged with 176 offenses, ranging from property crime to drug trafficking and weapons possession. The crackdown followed months of intelligence gathering, surveillance, and community tips. Raids uncovered large quantities of drugs, firearms, ammunition, and cash. A pivotal bust on July 31st at a Zilmere residence revealed 500 grams of methamphetamine, knives, a billy club, a laser pointer, $12,000 in cash, and encrypted phones linked to drug networks. Several suspects, including a 44-year-old woman, a 51-year-old woman, and a 43-year-old man, were arrested on charges ranging from drug supply to unlawful possession of weapons. On August 4th, another raid in Chermside uncovered 300 grams of methamphetamine, 200 grams of cannabis, digital scales, clip seal bags, and used syringes littering a filthy room. A 41-year-old woman was arrested on charges of possession and improper disposal of needles. Meanwhile, on July 29th, a 27-year-old Ningi man was arrested after stealing a Volkswagen Golf and crashing it on Brisbane's outskirts. He now faces further charges, including breaching a domestic violence order. Detective Inspector Joe Nixon praised the operation, crediting public tips and intelligence-led policing for dismantling dangerous networks and reinforcing Queensland's stance against organised crime. Western Australia's capital, Perth, has become the latest battleground in the nation's escalating tobacco wars. A wave of violent attacks targeting tobacco stores and commercial properties has signaled the westward expansion of organised crime syndicates. In early August 2025, a string of incidents rocked the suburb of Cannington. On August 9th at 1:10 a.m., gunshots tore through a tobacco shop on Cecil Avenue. Bullets pierced a metal shutter and glass window, narrowly missing a 27-year-old security guard inside. Witnesses reported the roar of a motorcycle fleeing the scene, suggesting Bicky involvement. Less than 24 hours later, the same store was attacked again. At 4 a.m. on August 10th, two masked men in a black Holden Barina opened fire on the shopfront and a parked delivery van before speeding away. By 4:30 a.m., a similar vehicle was found burned out near Tonkin Highway in Martin, likely torched to destroy evidence. The attacks echo violent turf wars in Victoria and New South Wales, where rival syndicates have long battled for dominance in the illicit tobacco trade. Now Perth faces the same brutal reality: gunfire, arson, and intimidation tied directly to organised crime's grip on a billion-dollar black market. That same morning at 9 a.m., police responded to reports of gunfire at a licensed premises on Illawarra Crescent in Ballajura. An exterior window had been riddled with bullets, and a nearby vehicle showed similar damage, pointing to a coordinated campaign of intimidation. On August 11th, the violence escalated. At 2 a.m., a fire broke out at a commercial property on Pippet Close in Huntingdale, destroying the interior of another tobacco store. Firefighters contained the blaze, preventing injuries, but the damage amounted to thousands of dollars in lost stock. Just 2 hours later, at 4:05 a.m., another fire was extinguished at a nearby property on Illawarra Crescent, where witnesses reported a white Toyota Prado circling suspiciously. Police believe the vehicle, carrying stolen license plates, could be a critical link tying the incidents together. Authorities are convinced the attacks are connected, part of a violent struggle between rival crime syndicates fighting for control of Perth's illicit tobacco market, an underground trade estimated to generate millions of dollars annually due to Australia's high tobacco taxes. State Crime Division Commander Gordon Fairman described the tactics, extortion, arson, and drive-by shootings, as textbook organised crime. Acting Detective Superintendent Ian Flanagan issued a strong warning, declaring Perth hostile territory for such syndicates and promising to use every available resource to stop the escalation. Police are now reviewing CCTV, analyzing ballistic evidence, and calling on the public for information, especially regarding the Prado and the burned-out Barina. The wave of attacks mirrors Melbourne's ongoing tobacco wars, where more than 100 arson incidents have been recorded since 2023, raising fears that Perth may be heading toward the same scale of violence if left unchecked. The human toll of Australia's tobacco wars came into devastating focus in January 2025, when 27-year-old Katie Tangji lost her life in a Melbourne firebombing. The attack, aimed at a townhouse in Truganina, was later revealed to be a case of mistaken identity. Tangi, who was house-sitting for her brother, had no connection to the underworld. She perished in the blaze alongside the family dog as the property was reduced to ash. The perpetrators, acting on orders from exiled crime boss Kazim Hamad, believed the residence contained a rival gang's stash of illicit cigarettes. Their catastrophic error claimed the life of an innocent woman. Despite millions of dollars worth of seizures of illegal tobacco and vaping products, the trade continues to thrive, driven by high demand and relatively low risks. Tanguy's death sparked widespread public outrage and intensified pressure on law enforcement to dismantle the networks fueling this deadly black market. In a bold display of defiance, the Rebels Motorcycle Club staged their 2025 national run from July 31st to August 1st, riding from the New South Wales border to Melbourne, ahead of new laws banning outlaw bikie insignia. Roughly 200 members, wearing their red and blue skull patches, gathered in Mildura on July 31st, before continuing through Swan Hill and ending in Sunshine West. Nicknamed the Last Hurrah, the ride was a deliberate show of strength, asserting the club's presence before Victoria's August 2025 law came into force. Under the legislation displaying outlaw colors, including the infamous 1% patch, carries fines of up to $12,210 for individuals and $61,530 for clubs. The event was strictly private, excluding non-members, and featured high-ranking figures such as national boss Damien Vella. Exiled President Alex Vella, stranded in Malta since his visa cancellation in 2014, reportedly addressed the group via video link, adding intrigue to the gathering. Drone footage and carefully staged video clips captured the convoy, including stops at the Bridgewater Hotel along the Loddon River and Calder Park Motorsport Complex. Members showcased their patches on vests, bikes, and jackets, sending a defiant message to authorities. Victoria Police responded with a strong presence, deploying anti-gang units and local officers to monitor the run and maintain public safety. Once Australia's largest outlaw motorcycle gang with over 70 chapters, the Rebels used the event to discuss internal matters and explore new ventures, possibly including involvement in the illicit tobacco market. Despite internal fractures, including mass resignations in Western Australia, after disputes with leadership, the ride highlighted the club's resilience. Law enforcement has warned of heightened enforcement after the ban, with dedicated task forces prepared to crack down on breaches, signaling a new chapter in the Rebels' turbulent history. In Sydney's western suburbs, Task Force Falcon struck a major blow against organized crime, dismantling a methamphetamine operation valued at $17 million. On August 13, 2025, at 7:45 a.m., officers backed by the Southern Region Enforcement Squad executed a warrant at a modest home on Gulliver's Place, Lidcombe. Inside, they discovered $59,000 in cash, bundled alongside a burner phone encrypted with specialized apps used by traffickers. Following leads, detectives raided a clandestine laboratory later that day on Sussex Street. Hidden inside a rundown industrial unit, the lab was a hub of large-scale drug production. Assisted by the Drusk and Firearms Squad's Chemical Operations Team and NS Dowsal and Fire and Rescue, police uncovered 28 kilograms of high-purity methamphetamine worth $17 million, an additional 3.22 kilograms of liquid methamphetamine, 90 grams of ephedrine, and more than 260 pieces of laboratory equipment, including precursor chemicals, glassware, and digital scales. The sophisticated setup featured ventilation systems designed to mask the chemical odors, pointing to an operation with significant financial backing. On August 14th at 4:45 p.m., detectives arrested a 54-year-old Lidcombe man identified as the ringleader. He was taken to Auburn Police Station and charged with manufacturing and supplying a large commercial quantity of prohibited drugs, as well as dealing with the proceeds of crime. denied bail. He appeared in Burwood local court that same day, facing a lengthy sentence if convicted. While investigators have not yet confirmed his direct ties to Bicky groups, police say the operation's scale suggests links to organized networks. The bust disrupted a major drug pipeline into Sydney, demonstrating Task Force Falcon's precision and persistence, built on months of surveillance and community intelligence. From Zahed's viral photos to Melbourne's nightclub brawls, Queensland's police crackdowns, Perth's tobacco wars, and Sydney's record drug bust, the year 2025 has revealed the brutal reality of Australia's criminal underworld. As police and criminals continue a dangerous game of cat and mouse, it is the community that bears the cost. Lives lost, businesses destroyed, and entire neighborhoods destabilized by the ongoing battle for power and profit. For more updates and in-depth reports, remember to subscribe, follow, and support the original sources. Every voice matters. Stay tuned. Stay curious.